Hello everybody, this is NYCMediaMix here to bring you a video review of the JVC RV-NB70B. I've purchased this unit and had it for about 3-4 months now, and I'm generally pleased with the unit. I've checked YouTube to see what was out there in terms of video reviews, and there really wasn't much that was too useful. So I thought I would put this little review together to help you as a consumer inform your purchase, and hopefully at the end of the day you're happy with your purchase. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Here we have the front of the JVC Kaboom RV-NB70, and up top on the unit we have a subwoofer control knob, we have the CD player, and we have the volume control knob. The knobs feel very tight, and I'm pleased with the quality. They don't feel rickety or anything, and I don't think I'll have a problem with them falling off. The CD player, it's alright, it does the job. A slot loading player would have been nicer, but you know, we can't have it all. On the main face of the unit we have the speakers, and we have a number of buttons for selecting your input source, whether it's USB, FM, audio input, iPod, CD, and your track select button, stop, all typical fare. We have the USB input connection, which is great, and I'm really a huge fan of it, and I'll get more into that in a moment. And finally, the reason why I bought this was for the iPod input. The iPod input on this unit is pretty nice. You know, it allows you to put the adapters that come with your iPod so that you get a nice fit and, you know, reasonably secure if you have the unit setting on the ground. But you shouldn't plan to carry the Kaboom with the iPod playing. The instructions, and I'll give you a close-up. Do not carry the unit with iPod connected. You might drop it down or might cause damages to the connector part. Now, I use the iPod input regularly, and I'd rather see the album art and not a locked iPod. So it's really nice. You set up a playlist and you can just enjoy the songs that are on your playlist, but I wouldn't recommend trying to randomly select songs on your iPod. The interface isn't really conducive to that. You'd have to open this up and, you know, manipulate the iPod to get the exact song you want. So I do recommend setting up playlists if you're using the iPod input, and it's pretty nice. So if I go ahead and play a song, you know, the sound is really nice. This mic that I'm speaking with is not going to do it any justice, but I can tell you that this will definitely provide a nice sound to your average household, and you will not be disappointed with the sound. It's very loud and one of the better units on the market for good sound. Let's lower that some. The volume max on this is 30. I really don't go much beyond 25, you know, so that it's not really a problem. The next input I want to discuss is the USB input, which is found here. Now, I really like this input, and in spite of what I thought before I bought this unit, I'm actually using the USB input more than I use the iPod input, because the USB input doesn't have any restriction for carrying it. There's no risk of really breaking anything. However, if you are going to utilize the USB input, I wouldn't recommend using one of these SanDisk cruiser type devices, you know, a typical USB key. SanDisk makes these cruiser fits. They're really tiny. And if I plug this guy into the front, there's hardly anything for someone to bump into, and it's not going to go anywhere if you're running around and listening to your USB drive. So I can literally, this is how it works. You plug in the USB drive. It takes a little while to read, but once it reads, it really does a good job at playing the tracks. So we're waiting. This gives you an idea of how long you have to wait. It found track 1, which is wonderful. And let's see if it's playing anything. Yes, it is playing track 1. And now with the USB drive, if you're going to use the face to select tracks, you're going to hit these buttons and you go ahead like so. I think it jumped a track. Looking at the back of the unit, we have the antenna, which is here. We have the input for the power cable. We have a DC in. There is an audio in. There is a headphone in. There is a video output, believe it or not. There's an input level for an additional aux-in jack that you can use to put a guitar or a number of different audio sources into this unit. Like other Kabooms, this Kaboom comes with a strap, and you know, it's basic enough, it does the job. You just get it on your unit and you know, you're ready to go. This puppy's not particularly light. It weighs a good, well, we'll get the weight. With batteries, you're looking at about 19 to 20 pounds for this JVC Kaboom. So tell that to your shoulder before you run around with this thing. This JVC Kaboom also comes with a very handy remote control, which I'm very pleased with. If you're using the USB drive, this remote control allows you to use the number pad to select a particular song that you may want on your USB drive that could be filled with hundreds of songs. And in this case, mine is. So if, for instance, I want to hear song 75, I'm just going to jump and hit that +10 button about 7 times, hit the 5, and I'll hear the song I want.
Wish you could get in my shoes, baby. It's crazy, man.
The JVC RV-NB70 retails for about $300 street price. You can probably get one for about $250 if you catch a good sale. The manufacturer says that this unit on 10D batteries should run approximately 9 hours. And I had to follow up with JVC America to get that information, but they were kind enough to get back to me, and I thanked them for that. This JVC Kaboom is very nice for the price. It has very good sound, lots of input options, and it's built well. You won't regret buying this unit if you're in the market for a radio with these characteristics, and there's not much on the market at this price point that could really touch this. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it proves to be useful and informative.